think of us as a village, as a community who cares greatly for what happens after this meeting. Thank you.
Nothing matters, no mad, mad world, no Manhattan, no attention, 'cause there ain't no matter in Coconut Grove. Don't bother.
An independent frontier spirit came alive when boat builder Ralph Monroe first settled the untamed wilderness of Florida in the 1800s, and a settlement called Coconut Grove grew up around him before the railroad came to South Florida in 1896. Coconut Grove was the oldest and most important settlement on the bay. Coconut Grove was the first community on the South Florida mainland, predating Miami by more than a decade, and that wild, strong, eccentric spirit has continued on into the 21st century. The village of Coconut Grove is a city of Miami's jewel on the bay. With 6 miles of shoreline on Biscayne Bay, this waterfront community is home to a marina, sailing and yacht clubs, waterfront restaurants, lush tropical foliage, and tree canopies over streets laden with character, outdoor restaurants. What is Coconut Grove? It's the spirit that still exists in the voices of the people today.
What attracts people here, I think, is the trees.
The natural beauty of the heavy canopy.
I wouldn't live no other place but Coconut Grove. The people are so close together.
Well, the Grove used to be just a free-form community, laid back, really sleepy place. It's changed quite a bit, but it's still a nice mix. We have the West Grove, which is your Bahamian, was founded by Bahamian community.
Back in the 14, 15, 16, coming on up, there was nobody in the Grove but Bahamians.
For me, the most ideal place that I could imagine to live. It's amazing that a community like this could still exist even in its destroyed state this close to a major community like Miami. I mean, it's surprising that it isn't all gone. Because the way these rapacious bastards are going, it is all going to be gone.
Big business has encroached upon our living in the Grove.
It's still a great place to live, but it's certainly not the place I moved 25 years ago. And I think we have the Miami City Commission to thank for that.
Hello, my name is Jack King, and I'm standing in the parking lot of what we refer to occasionally as the Kmart parking lot. But if Home Depot has their way, it could be the Home Depot building.
You know, that's a big store with lots of nasty stuff in it. Fertilizer, paints, thinners, okay? I live 200 feet from there. Is the type of business Home Depot is fit with such a high-density urban neighborhood? What if, per se, there's a fire or a problem there? Am I gonna, what's gonna happen to me and my neighbors and stuff right there?
I have a young child. His bedroom is right there. If we want to open our windows, we're going to have all the toxins from the fertilizers and stuff that are wafting out as wind blows up, and it's going to be also a great concern there.
These large stores are really incompatible with residential living because they are a hazardous materials repository. In May of 1995, they had a store south of Boston catch fire, and it
was Gridlow in Southwest 8th Street. The people that buy there try to cut off through residential streets, and this is a problem that we've been having.
This is a problem we fear in Coconut Grove, and we do not want to have large-scale retailing as the entrances to Coconut Grove. It's that simple.
The site that was proposed for a Home Depot is called the C1 zoning site, which is the lightest use commercial zoning available in the city of Miami.
But there is another zoning category, and that is the C2 liberal commercial district. The whole intent of the zoning code is to require that big boxes belong in the C2 liberal zoning areas and not in the C1.
So I would argue that they are a warehouse by their own admission. They describe themselves as a warehouse. They use it in their annual report frequently. They put it on their store signs.
They've written and explained they're not just a hardware store. They're not just a store that sells batteries or hurricane supplies. They are an industrial warehouse for builders and contractors, which happens to allow the public to purchase there. and they ought to live with their own words and their own concept and live in a neighborhood that deserves a store like that.
The change of use on this site from a shopping center to Home Depot and a grocery reduces traffic.
That is an absolutely ludicrous comment. It doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm sorry that's your opinion, but we have a transportation engineer who's relied upon the ITE trip generation manual, and according to those numbers, what I said was correct.
Look, here's the problem here. We live here. We go through that intersection every day.
We did brochures, we did posters, we did the famous lawn signs that are everywhere.
What we need and what we've had, which has been magnificent, are people. People coming to meetings, people going to the city, people calling up city commissioners, people stopping city commissioners on the street and saying that they don't want it. That's what it takes. And I have never, ever seen a movement like this in Coconut Grove, and it's amazing. The only thing that's more amazing about it is that despite this incredible movement, the politicians are ignoring those people.
Why wouldn't I cave in and just say, to hell with the law, to hell with our code, do what you want me to do?
I am not willing to accept that there wasn't any way that we could have changed the law.
Now everyone was waiting for the city zoning department to announce whether or not they were going to issue Home Depot a Class 2 permit to allow them to go ahead with building their Grove-friendly facility. It's October, and this documentary, was finished. The Grove First decided to have a world premiere. The Miami Herald and Channel 6 television covered the story nicely.
Hey y'all, it's great to be here. It's an incredible evening in Coconut Grove. And Miss Don't Box Me In. From the jungles, it's King Kong! Alright! It's Ray Ray and his army!
This is a real movie. You have taken a local issue and you have made this a national issue.
As you probably know, Home Depot wants to put a big, ugly orange box half a mile up the pike on McDonald and US 1. We've got a Home Depot 2 miles away. It's a mess. And now the greedy Home Depot people want to put another one in Coconut Grove. But let's stop it. Stop Home Depot! Stop Home Depot! Stop Home Depot! Stop Home Depot! Stop Home Depot!
Grove First's Mark Sarnoff is now officially running for the seat that was vacated by the commissioner that had been negotiating for the Grove-friendly Home Depot. That commissioner was booted off the commission for bad behavior.
Miami City Commissioner Johnny Winton fought the law Monday night, and the law won.
I got arrested. I'm now charged with a felony of something.
Bloodied and politically broken, he is now facing felony charges of resisting arrest and assaulting a police officer.
The big surprise at the zoning board hearing when the board turned down Home Depot's permit 8-1.
Motion passes 8-1. This decision is final unless...
Yeah.
It's nice to hear common sense win. We thought the vote was going to go 0-9 against us. We're just going to keep going. All right, but it feels good, man.